A very good morning to all my dear students. Welcome you all in the online classes of social studies. So today we are going to start a very interesting chapter in our history book, that is the Mughal Empire. So this Mughal Empire chapter, it usually covers the 300 years of our medieval history. हमारे medieval history का 300 साल हमारा ये मुगल empire chapter cover करता है, and it also has many of the great emperors with itself. So Mughal Empire में one of the you can say famous emperors like Akbar, इनके बारे में भी हम पढ़ेंगे, the policies which he followed, the administration which he followed in his kingdom. Also, we will study about the different architectures which are today very much challenging for the modern India, present day, that how they were being built at that time, like the GT road. Then if we talk about the construction, the architecture, so Taj Mahal, which is in the one of the 7 wonders of the world, also was built by one of the great Mughal emperor. So gradually and slowly we will study about all the Mughal emperors, their introduction, and usually this class today it's of introduction about the Mughal empire and the Mughal emperors. So now let's start with it.
The Mughals. The Mughals, they were an Indian empire that ruled for more than 300 years. It was approximately from 1526 to 1858, except for a brief period under the Sur Sultans. So this period of Sur Sultans, it was approximately 15 years when Humayun, he was defeated in a battle, but after that Humayun, he overtook it. So gradually, slowly, we will understand what these Mughal empire. So from their father's side, like the Mughals, from their father's side, they were the successors of Taimur. He was the ruler of Iran, Iraq, and the modern day Turkey. And from their mother's side, they were the descendants of the Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan हमने अपने प्रीवियस चैप्टर में, चैप्टर 3 में हमने डिस्कस किया था that he was a Mongol ruler who ruled over the parts of the China and Central Asia. So now, since these Mughal, they were the descendants of the 2 great lineages, like the first previously told was Timurud Empire, and the second was Genghis Khan, the Mongolian Empire. So, but there was one thing which was to be noticed, that these Mughals, they did not like to be called the Mongols or the Mughals, because Genghis Khan's like his memory was associated with a lot of massacre of innumerable people, and it was also linked with the Uzbeks, the Mongol competitors. So they were not they didn't actually like to be called the Mongols. And on the other hands, the Mughals, they were proud of being their Timurid ancestry, because their great ancestor Timur, he had captured Delhi in 1398. So this was that who were these Mughals, from where did they came. Not if talking about the second part, that is what was the significance of the Mughal empires, what actually they gave to this subcontinent or to our country. So initially, starting with, like, firstly our subcontinent or our country, it was a you can say a vast number of Hinduism was spread throughout the country. But as these Mughal empires, they established themselves in our country, one more new, you can say, the Muslim or the Islamic religion, it also grew gradually in the whole society. After that, the Mughal empire, it was also important for bringing almost the entire Indian subcontinent under one domain, drawing the subcontinent's regions together through enhanced overland and coastal trading networks. So Mughal empire, it brought all the independent, or you can say squattered states together and led it an empire, made it an empire, and ruled over the large areas, or you can say large territories. It was also known for its cultural influence and architectural achievements. And even Mughal empire, it is almost very much famous for its cultural and architectural achievement. also. And one of the most famous examples we can see is the Taj Mahal. So now slowly we will first learn about the rulers, or you can say the emperors of this Mughal empire. So Babur, he was the first Mughal emperor who led this empire, the Mughal empire. And when Lodi, the last Delhi Sultan, he was ruling on India, at that time Babur, he was ruling Fargana in the Kabul. So what happened, the local rulers here, they invited Babur to India, and Babur, he himself was also interested in expanding his kingdom, and he was also very much attracted by the fauna and you can say the wealth of India as comparing. अगर हम फिर से अपने चैप्टर 1 से कंपेयर करें तो हमने वहाँ पे न्यू टर्मिनोलॉजीज़ पढ़ा था जहाँ पे हिंदुस्तान वर्ड यूज़ हुआ था, तो बाबर ने हिंदुस्तान वर्ड का यूज़ किया था यहाँ की फौना के लिए, एंड द डिफरेंसेस डाइवर्सिटीज़ फाउंड ओवर हियर. सो in this way Babur, he was attracted to this subcontinent, this country, and he came here. And how did he came here? He attacked on Lodi, Ibrahim Lodi, and in the battle of Panipat, in which Babur, he won the battle and Ibrahim Lodi, he lost the match. And like this, in 1526 Babur led the new empire, that was the Mughal empire. And not only a warrior, but Babur, he was also a talented poet and writer. Humayun, he was the son of Babur, and he did not had any proper system of administration, because of which once in the midterm he was attacked by Sursa and was defeated also. And under Humayun, the empire, it was under the threat of the Rajputs and the Afghans, in which Afghans, they even one time defeated him also for 15 years of time period. After Humayun, Akbar, he was the third Mughal emperor who ruled on the kingdoms. And Muslim, Indian and the Western historians all see Akbar as the greatest ruler throughout the Indian history. He was the greatest ruler, and he became the emperor at the age of 13 only, when in the year 1556. He conquered more lands than any of his ancestors before him had. He was very wise in his rulings and tried to govern all his people equally and fairly. So he has almost conquered a vast territory in his kingdom before his ancestors did. Akbarnama was a book written by Abul Fazl on him, and he also fought the second battle of Panipat and won it. Then the next Mughal emperor was Jahangir, and meaning of his word was conquering the world. His military campaigns were defeating the Rana Amar Singh of Mewar, conquering the Kangra and Ahmednagar. And Noor Jahan, she was the wife of Jahangir, which was a very powerful lady. Shah Jahan, he was the next Mughal ruler. He ruled from 1628 to 1657, and his name was Khurram. He also built new capital and many other buildings. And Taj Mahal in Agra was the most famous building which he built in his beloved wife, in the memory of his beloved wife. Aurangzeb, he was very orthodox Muslim, and he usually led simple life, and he was called Zinda Peer just because he was completely orthodox and was very much strict for his religion.
So this was all about the introduction part of the Mughal Empire. So I hope that you must have understood that how these Mughals, they entered the subcontinent, and then who actually they were. They belong to the two different lineages of like the Timurud Empire and the second the Mongolian empires. So after that, how Babur and after him his son Humayun, Akbar, and all the emperors, they did something or the other great thing for our country. So in the next class we will start with the first subtopic of our this chapter, that is the zamindars and the jagirdars. Thank you class.